Baby chest mimic is January 24's item of the month. Let's take a look. Tiny cute little mimic. When it grows up, it'll probably be a full-sized mimic and lay full-sized mimic eggs. Hatches into chest mimic familiar. Into the terrarium. You put the baby chest mimic in your familiar grow terrarium. It undulates and pulses and grows into a full-size mimic. You decide to name him Bonderson. What do you do? Increases item and meat drops. Lays eggs. Donates DNA. Let's take this little guy to Crimpo Town and see what happens. Bonderson kind of dances and kind of winks. I'm going to take a look at my skills, see if I see anything new. Bonderson, lay an egg. Sure. Oh, it costs 50 familiar experience. 11 eggs left today. Okay, so that's kind of like the Pocket Professor, where he uses his own experience in order to cast skills. Well, let's use it. Bonderson gloms onto your opponent for a few moments and then shudders and lays an egg. You acquire an item, Mimic Egg. Maybe you could donate the egg to the DNA bank on the right side of the tracks in town later. Let's take a look at that egg again. So we've got Mimic Egg. Ooh, what happens if I use it? Let's use it. Differentiate the egg into an elf guard provisioner. Sure, let's do that. Hey, look at that! I get another copy. That's neat. Bonderson tries to mimic dancing while winking its cute eyes at you. Dancing seems hard for a chest, but okay. And yep, look at that. I do not have the mimic egg anymore. Alright, let's do that again. Okay, we've got provisioner. Great. So let's... Oh, I can't lay an egg with this guy anymore. Interesting. So I'm going to guess that I can't lay an egg again with the same monster, at least not until... Oh, no, there it's back. Okay, great. Lay an egg, 50 familiar XP, 10 eggs left today. Okay. Shudders and lays an egg. This is an undifferentiated mimic egg. Seems like it could be an elf guard provisioner. 1 quest item. Okay, so this is a quest item, so it'll be important to make sure to use all of these before ascending. It's sort of like some of the other copy items that turn into quest items once you use them. But it also said something about the right side of the tracks. So let's go take a look there. Alright, so Seaside Town, right side of tracks. Ooh, Mimic DNA Bank. Donate the egg of an elf guard provisioner, I guess. And it looks like I can make 3 donations for the day. You lose an item, Mimic Egg. You need to have your mimic lay an egg or gain some experience, 100 XP, before I can help you. Let's go adventure some more. Okay, so gained a pound. I'm gonna check again if I have the skill. I do. 9 eggs left today. Got a mimic egg? Great. So let's go back to the right side of the tracks. And it looks like I can donate another egg. Donate. So then I need to have him gain some more experience before I can help you. So this time I'm not gonna lay an egg when I see the skill happen. I'm just gonna head back to the DNA bank to see if there's a different message. Okay, so I'm going to wait until he's gained a couple more pounds before I check if he has the skill. Gains a pound. Alright, so he's gained 3 pounds, I believe. Okay, so I have the skill, but this time I'm not going to use it. I'm going to go back. Kind of dances and kind of winks. Okay, check the DNA. Lay an egg or gain some experience before. Bonderson jiggles and blinks, more of a mockery than mimicry of dancing and winking. So this guy is just not very good at dancing. Makes me kind of sad for him, actually, that he keeps trying like that. Oh, interesting. It looks like your familiar has enough experience to extract from the bank, up to 11 total eggs per day. Ooh. So wait, 99 samples required. What does that mean? Does that mean I have to have donated 90-some eggs before I can pull out of this bank? Oh, but I can get a spooky vampire. That's what I qualify for right now. That's disappointing. It's nice to see all the elf guard monsters in there. So it looks like what I ought to do is go get samples from, you know, maybe a few monsters other folks might not have. Because this is a pretty short list right now. Fluffy Bunny. Classic. Okay, well, you know what? Let's go get a monster that other folks might not have. Alright, so let me try heading over to Oliver's place. And let's get an egg from something I didn't see there. Okay, so for example, I didn't see a gangster's mole. So I'm going to lay an egg with a gangster's mole. So now I'm going to head over. And before I donate it, I'm just going to confirm confirm. Oh, I can't. Once I have an egg, I can't check the list anymore. Well, that's kind of frustrating. I'm going to try closeting the mimic egg. Oh, I can't. Well, the egg represents a gangster's mole, but I can't check before I donate the egg to see if someone already donated it. So that's a bummer. All right, I'm going to donate it anyway. And then I still can't see because my mimic doesn't have enough experience. This is going to get kind of frustrating. Oh, interesting. He can lay an egg. Oh, I have to finish this fight. But then I'm going to go check on the DNA bank and see what happened there. Nope. Too soon. Okay, he gained another pound. So let's go take a look. Okay, so I can extract an egg. Oh, there's a goblin fluffer. I knew I saw it somewhere. Anyway, gangster's mole. 98 samples. Okay, so someone else probably donated that as well. Or at least that's my hypothesis based on these numbers. I'm gonna extract that spooky vampire. Okay, 4 out of 11 eggs spawned today. So does this count? It looks like it does. Seems like it could be a spooky vampire. Alright, so I'm going to use it. I only get the one choice. I'm guessing if I had... Well... Okay, let's test it. Let's test it. So I've got one egg. Let me see if I can make another. And then what that message does. I gained 3 pounds. Let's just check. I can. It said 4 before. And then I extracted one from the bank for a total of 5, and now it says I have 6 left, so that does add up to 11. So I am able to create my own eggs, and I'm also able to pull eggs out of the bank, but all of those choices count towards my total of 11 casts of this skill in each day. So I've got a mimic egg here. Okay, so it does say mimic egg too. So if I use one of these, it does show both choices. So I'm going to use the spooky vampire. Look at that. And then if I use it again, okay, it shows the elf guard provisioner. Great. So I'm not actually going to use that. What I'm going to do is donate it to the bank. Oh, but I can't because my familiar just made the egg and is therefore too small. That's a little frustrating. This feels like something that would be more satisfying once I had already gotten him up to a higher number of pounds. Like maybe I could cast these skills one after the other. Alright, so let's check if I can do anything here. Nope, sure can't. Oh, that is really frustrating. Like, I always appreciate more copies, but having to bulk the little guy up and then he shrinks back down as soon as he lays an egg, and even though I have an egg, I can't put it in the bank because he's not big enough yet. It's just all more steps than I like. Okay, so I finally have enough experience to extract from the bank. But what's weird to me is it doesn't seem to be offering the option to donate to the bank. I wonder why that is. Now that's really odd. And it's interesting too that it puts the A in front of things. That makes it really hard to tell what's in here, right? Because in the Combat Lover's Locket, Witchess Bishop is near the end. It starts with W, right? Totally makes sense. But here, since they alphabetize based on the particle, you get an alphabet giant underneath a witch's witch. So that makes it super hard for me to tell which monsters have been put in here and which haven't. The astronomer, the box, those ones go to the end. So for example, I'm trying to check if the plain girl from the Neverending Party is in here, but I have no idea. Is there a leaflet in here? Because those are not copyable. I want to see if that's changed at all. So let's fight a flaming leaflet, and I'm gonna try to lay an egg. Says I can. Oh, looks confusedly at your foe. Not copyable, so I'm gonna extrapolate from that and say that other monsters that are typically not copyable probably still aren't copyable from here. Okay, we've got a reprehensible cow cultist. Can lay 5 more eggs. I'm totally doing it. Gloms onto your opponent for a few moments and then shudders and lays an egg. So now I should have in my inventory 2 mimic eggs. Yep, sure do. Cow Cultist, Elf Guard Provisioner. So I just used an egg to fight this Elf Guard Provisioner. Now I'm going to check if I can lay an egg. Look at that, and then I didn't heal, so I died, but it looks like that should work just fine to keep a chain going, very similar to the Pocket Professor, in fact, supposing you have enough familiar experience to make that work. So I've got 4 eggs, but it won't let me donate them. Oh, is it because I already donated 3? Oh, I think I vaguely remember that. There was a limit on how many I could donate, wasn't there? So, first impressions on the baby chest mimic are that it lets me make up to 11 more copies in a day, which is always nice. I can always use more copies. However, the way those copies get made seems tricky because of the need to get more experience before being able to use the skill. So I'll need to research how to get familiar experience more quickly so that I can level this guy up faster so that I am able to spend 50 experience to lay more eggs. Likewise, it looks like it uses the same counter for both laying eggs, which means copying monsters that I myself have encountered, and pulling eggs out of the DNA bank. And another thing that was interesting is that I could only donate 3 eggs in a day, but after those 3 donations had happened, the message wasn't shown again. And so then I was just confused why I couldn't donate an egg, even though I had several eggs in my inventory. So that's another counter to keep track of. It will need to be added to Mafia to make this a little bit easier from a quality of life perspective to just show how many donations you've made in a given day. And it also looks like there's another mechanic wherein I can only withdraw from the DNA bank once the cost has been lowered far enough. So first impressions, I like it, but I think I will like it much more once all of these mechanics have been sorted out and Mafia adds tooling to make it a little bit easier and more transparent on how to make it all work. But I like the idea of having a global copy mechanic where people can donate a monster and then pull one out even if they don't have access to, for example, LTNT. I think it will be a lot of fun, but definitely some cost and overhead to sort out. All right, I look forward to playing with it. Thank you very much.